I've successfully coached over 150 individuals, from top-level CEOs, business owners, to driven individuals that just want more out of life. And if you're wondering, what do these people actually do different from the rest? This video is for you, because I'm going to be breaking down the top key things that I have noticed that these individuals have in their life that others don't. From the mindset shifts, to the habits, to the systems. And they either had these things in place before we worked together, or we implemented these things in together. Number one, they have crystal clear clarity on a few different things. The first is they have clear clarity on who they want to be as a person, how they want to see themselves, how they want to feel, what habits they want to practice, what traits they want to enact, and how they want to be perceived by other people in life. So they have a deep, clear understanding of the type of person that they want to show up as in life. The second thing is they are clear on the goals that they're working on, and not just in the short term, but in the long term. And the last piece is they know what life they're trying to create, or the life that they want to live right now. So they're very clear on the overall vision of who they want to be as a person, what goals they want to achieve, and what life that they want to create. That clear clarity enables them to cut out any noise or distraction. It makes sure that every single step and everything that they're doing every day is moving them closer to the person that they want to be. They're aligned with the goals they want to achieve, and they're either creating that dream life, or they're waking up every day living that dream life. So there's no confusion. It's single focus, all of the things that matter the most. When there's no clarity around these key areas, who you are, what goals you want to achieve, and the life that you're trying to create, you end up chasing the wrong things. You end up chasing meaningless things, and it always ends up in a cycle of destructive behaviors, patterns, or burnout. I'll give you a perfect example of this. I had a client that I was working with, and he was grinding hard. He was waking up every single day, first thing in the morning, jumping straight on the laptop and working all day. And he'd done that for so long. And don't get me wrong, he was seeing results. He was seeing some form of success, but he kept burning out. He felt like he was neglecting everything. Everything was just getting pushed aside, and he was essentially just chasing someone else's definition of success. So he kept saying to himself, when I'm here, I can feel happy. When I'm here, I'll be fulfilled. When I'm here, I'll be able to spend more time with my family and have the freedom that I want. But it was just a someday dream. He was always chasing, and when he get to that next level, it would be the next thing or the next thing or the next thing. But it never stopped. So by understanding who he wanted to be, understanding the goals that he wanted to work on, understand the life that he wanted to create, and was basically understanding his own definition of success, he started to wake up being who he wanted to be, working all of the things that he wanted to work on, and then creating the life that he wanted to live. And that life was waking up being more free with his time, spending more time with his partner, spending more time with his daughter. And he started to do these things, and guess what? He created his own definition of success, and he started to wake up feeling successful every day. By him doing so, the business got better. He felt better in himself. All his relationships improved. He felt more purpose-driven. He felt more fulfilled. All because he understood exactly who he wanted to be, the goals he wanted to achieve, and the life that he wanted to create for himself. Then he just woke up every single day living in alignment with these things. So here's your challenge. If you want to start leveling up your potential, you want to start feeling like your best self, get clear on them 3 questions. Who do you want to be in life? What goals do you want to achieve? And what life do you want to live? And not just in the short term, but the long term. Number 2 is having a strong why. And why does that matter? Because when you have a strong why in your life, you'll sacrifice more, you'll push harder, you'll do everything and anything, even on them hard days, to show up and be the best version of yourself. And that is what I've seen with the individuals that are high performing all of the time to the ones that are not, and the ones that are inconsistent. The ones that are high performing all of the time, they have deep emotional whys in all areas of their lives. They've got a strong reason to show up for themselves, their family, their health, and their business. And it's not surface level. Some people will just say their kids are their why, but they don't connect to it emotionally. They don't resonate with it. They don't let it hit home and hit hard. That's why they don't show up as the best version of themselves consistently. The ones who do, they understand why they must show up as a necessity and not an option. Listen, I've been there. I've had strong whys in my life, but then also it's faded and lost its power too. But it's because I wasn't connecting to it emotionally and I wasn't reminding myself of it often. Now, if you're struggling with your own why, there's two places that I come from. I like to drive from either pain or pleasure. When I first started to change my life, all I was in pain. I was sick and tired of myself. I hated myself. I was crying myself to sleep. And I looked in the mirror and I was ashamed of the person that I wanted to be. So I used that every single day to push me on. But as time went on and I wasn't in that pain no more because I changed my life, I started to tap into pleasure. And pleasure for me was getting pleasure and feeling something like I enjoyed doing and feeling good about something. And that come from either challenging myself or helping other people. As soon as I started to help other individuals like that was in the same position as myself, I started to feel good about myself. And that is the why that I created. Don't get me wrong. Another why that I gain pleasure from is I'll gain pleasure from looking and taking care of my family. And I want to make sure that they have got the best life because coming from a place of pain, when I was younger, there were certain things that I feel like I didn't have and I want to make sure that they get. So you can either tap into two different places like I did. I tapped into either pain or pleasure. When you're thinking about pain, you can start thinking about experiences in life that hurt. Someone said something to you, someone doubted you, someone put you down, anything that you don't want to experience no more. Or you can come from pleasure. Pleasure meaning you like helping people, that gives you a great feeling. You like doing it for yourself because you want to make yourself proud. Or when you take care of your family, it makes you feel good. These are two different ways that I always dive into at different times, either pain or either pleasure. Do you understand your own why? If you don't, think about these two things. Think about pain. Think about an experience right now in life that's hurting that you don't want to feel. Think about people that doubted you, or someone said you can't do something, or just an experience or a feeling you don't want to feel again. Or flip it on the other side. Think about why you want to show up as your best self. Get that pleasure. Do you gain pleasure from challenging yourself because it makes you feel great? Do you just want to be the best version of yourself and make yourself proud? Or do you want to help someone that was in the same situation as what you does, as that you were? And when you're contributing to that person, it makes you feel great. And don't be surface level with it. And what I mean by that, it has to emotionally connect deep. The other thing I like to do is just say 5 whys. So when I say to myself, why am I doing this? Usually we get to that surface level answer. Example, why do I want to get in shape? I want to feel better. It's surface. Why do you want to feel better? Because I don't feel great in myself. Yeah, why? Why does that even matter? Because it's affecting my confidence. And why does that even matter? And you're going to go lower and lower and lower, deeper and deeper and deeper until you hit the answer. I don't feel confident. When I'm not confident, that means that I can't stand up for myself, or I can't step out my comfort zone, or I can't talk to some woman, or I can't talk to this person, or when I'm in a crowd of people, it doesn't make me feel good. And when I was younger, I could have never talk up for myself, and I used to feel unconfident as a kid. It's like you're diving deeper and deeper and going into all of the layers of why this actually matters. Number 3, they have a solid structure. No day or week is left by chance. They are so intentional with their time because they want to put all of the things in place that move the needle forward, that move them closer to their dreams, goals, and aspirations. And why does this matter? Because if they don't block their time accordingly, they can end up getting pulled into different distractions. They can end up wondrously aiming through each and every day, feeling like they're working 10, 12-hour days every day, and getting to the end of each day and week feeling like they've worked loads, but they've not got nothing done. They prioritize their time because their time is their most important asset. And why does that matter? Why does prioritizing your time matter? Because they're trying to be high performers in all areas of their life, not just a high achiever in one area. So when they get intentional with their time, they're able to block time for their goals, their dreams, their aspirations, their values, and the things that matter most to them in life. And this is what a lot of people struggle with. They struggle to prioritize and block their time accordingly, so they're not able to show up for themselves, their family, their health, their business, all at the same time. And they want to make sure that everything that they're doing is moving their own goals, dreams, and aspirations forward. Because otherwise, they're going to be placing all of their time on low value times, on distractions, and moving other people closer to their dreams, goals, and aspirations. Trust me, not everyone's perfect, and I've been there too. Some weeks can be a bit chaotic, but majority of the time, there's a solid system and structure in place that enables everyone to show up in all of the areas that they want simultaneously. There's no guesswork, there's no reactive, it's pure intention. And when you have intention, that brings focus, that brings clarity, that brings energy, that builds momentum, that builds consistency, that builds structure. And when you have them things in place, you're enabled to start executing at the best of who you are in all different areas of your life. Here's your challenge. If you don't have a solid structure right now and you feel like you're getting to the end of every day or every week, like I'm working all of this time and I don't know what's actually moving forward, it's time to change. Spend some time before you go into every week or every day and plan out the most important goals, values, tasks, or to-dos that you have to do. And make sure that you're blocking time to do all of these things. If you sit down and you block time for your health, for your family, for yourself, and your business, non-negotiable blocks of time, all you've got to do is show up and stick to the script. And if you show up and stick to that script every single day, you'll build a solid system that will start to serve your life rather than going against it. Number 4, they prioritize their own personal development and growth. Their health, their habits, their traits, their skills, their mindset, whatever it is, they have at least 3 hours a day working on becoming the best version of themselves, because they know that being successful isn't just about high achieving in one area of their life. So they make non-negotiable time every single day to work on their health or their personal development, like reading or building better habits, building better traits, doing things that's going to enable them to show up as the best version of themselves in all areas and not just one. And I'll tell you why this matters, because the more you take care of yourself, the better you feel, the more energy you have, the more confidence you have, the better you feel all around. This will ensure that you go into your business feeling better, feeling more confident, and succeeding even more. I've had clients that was never working on themselves before, that was doing really well, that started to spend loads of time on their own personal development, their health, reading, skill development, all of these things. Their confidence rose, their energy rose, their mindset rose. They started to go into work even more hungry and willing to succeed. And on the other side, when you spend some time working on yourself, your own personal development or your own personal goals, like running a half marathon, passing a certain course when it comes to building a skill, or doing anything for your health, once you go away and you achieve your own personal accomplishments, it gives you satisfaction and fulfillment that sometimes that business doesn't give you. And when you're working on yourself outside of work, you're achieving more, you feel more fulfilled, everything else starts to fall in place. That's what a lot of people don't do. A lot of people don't work on themselves and they go all in on one area and push everything else aside. But what tends to happen? They end up burning out and then stuck in unfulfilled cycles. They do it again, they do it again, and they do it again. But we want longevity. High performers want longevity. So they make sure that they've got at least 3 hours working on themselves every day. Because although it might seem like a good idea, working more you end up eventually feeling unfulfilled, burning out, and stuck in negative self-sabotaging cycles. But if you take some time away, you work on your own health, you work on achieving your own personal goals, you have more energy, more confidence, more fulfillment, and you feel so much better when you're going into your business. And this was, like I mentioned earlier with my client, he was not doing that. He was working all of the time, waking up in the morning, jumping on the laptop, rushing out the door, coming home late at night. But he was unfulfilled. He was in a negative mindset. He was neglecting the things that mattered most to him. And he realized that things needed to change. He made a few shifts. He started to see his daughter in the morning. He started to pick her up from nursery. He started to get into running. He started to read books, started to meditate, started to do all of these things. That meant he felt much better in himself, which meant the business got even better, because what he started to do was resent the business. He started to resent his business instead of wanting to go and do it and love it. And as soon as he started to put his time, energy, and effort to all of these other things and come up with his own definition of success, which was working on being the best version of him, everything else started to fall in place. So here's the reflection for you. Are you neglecting your own personal growth? If you are, have a think about a habit that you could start staying consistent with, a personal goal that you'd love to achieve, or a skill that you'd love to develop. I want you to write it down and block non-negotiable time for these things so you can go away and execute on them. Number 5, high performers invest in themselves. Whether that's a book, a course, or a coach, they heavily invest in themselves from someone that has already walked the path. And the number one reason that they do that is because, as I've mentioned, they value their time. Why would they want to try and figure it all out for themselves when they can just learn from someone that has been there, that has done the work, that can just show them exactly what they need to do to get them to where they want to go? And why does this even matter? Because if you're trying to spend all of your time, energy, and effort trying to figure things out when somebody has already walked the path in front of you, you're going to end up wasting more time, more energy, more effort, and money. And the real danger here is the fact that you don't know what you don't know. So you may not even get to that level of success that you want or the results that you want, because you're not willing to invest the same amount of time, energy, and effort as the people that have wrote the book or a coach that has done it before you. And if you're gonna waste all of that time, energy, and effort, you might as well put it in what makes you great. But why do people hold themselves back from investing in themselves? A lot of the time it's fear. Some people are fearful that they're asking for help and they believe that they can just figure it all out by themselves. But let's get it real. If your car broke down, are you going to try and fix it yourself, or are you going to go to a mechanic? It's the same principle. It's no different. But for some reason, when it comes to investing in yourself, some people hold themselves back because of fear of help, or they feel like they don't want to invest the money. But as I've mentioned, if you're always trying to figure it out by yourself, it's going to cost you time, it's going to cost you effort, it's going to cost you energy, and eventually it will cost you more money because it's going to take you longer than if you just got someone to help you. And I was this person for a very long time. I had that lone wolf mindset. I can just figure it out by myself. I don't need help. I'm going to make it work. Or if I ask for help, that's going to make me weak. But all that done was kept me trapped and stuck in a cage for so long. And it took me longer to try and figure all of these things out than it needed to. But as soon as I started to get help from other individuals, my life started to push and progress, and so did all of the other individuals that I've worked with or other high performers that I've met. And even if you just look at the best of the best out there, whether it comes to Michael Jordan in basketball, or it comes to a certain footballer, or it comes to Cristiano Ronaldo, or it comes to other business, moguls, they all have coaches, they all have mentors that help them get to that next level of success because they don't know what they don't know. Here's the question for you. Are you holding yourself back from reaching your full potential? Have a think about an area in your life right now where you're not reaching your potential. Whether that's with your health, whether that's with your business or your mindset, or even your own, personal family, whatever it may be. And have a think about a book, a course, a coach, or something that you can go away off the back of this and invest in. And make that a priority, because that's going to help you get exactly where you need to get to. I hope you gained value from this video, but it's not about what you heard, it's about what you go and do next. Have a think about these 5 principles. Clarity, having a strong why, building a solid structure, working on your own personal development, and investing in yourself. And if you're already doing these things, perfect. Have a think about how you can take it up a notch. But if you're not doing these things, out of these 5 principles that I have mentioned, what can you start putting your time, energy, and effort more to? You've had prompts off the back of each thing. I would love you to go away and implement these 5 things over the next month and see how much your life changed. If you gained any value from this video, I'd love you to like it, save it, share it, or most importantly, subscribe.